We are about to announce the next guest performing at Bun B's birthday bonanza during this year's rodeo. Bun is live with our Brittany Wilmore standing by with the good news. Good morning, y'all.
Hey guys, good morning. Yeah, we're excited to be able to hear this. I was stalking your social media because I saw about a month ago when you announced Keith Sweat, R&B legend. Now you're back here gracing us for the second announcement.
Yeah.
So who do you have on tap?
Well, you know, this year we wanted to kind of restore the feeling, right? Kind of take it back to the beginning of what Black Heritage Day represents, or make it as inclusive as possible for any age demographic that comes in the building. So we took care of the aunties, as they say, and the uncles with Keith Sweat. So this time we're going to take care of the nieces and the nephews.
Okay.
My next announcement for the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo will be Coco Jones.
Ooh, nice. Okay, I know a lot of people here in this newsroom will really, really love that one. I think our anchor, Brianna Connor, that's it up. I could feel it. I was like, no, go ahead and shout, girl. No, that's great. How did you work that out with Coco?
Well, we had a mutual friend, a good friend of mine named Azim, and he and I, you know, we played fantasy football together, and during the playoffs, he was like, well, what are you thinking? I was like, well, I'm kind of thinking this and that, and a couple of different things. He's like, oh, you're going in a different direction. I was like, yeah. He was like, you know who I think might be good for this lineup? Because I kind of gave him an idea of what I wanted to do. He says, I think Coco Jones would be great. I said, it'd be great, but I just don't know her. He's like, I know her. Let me make a call.
Nice.
And he reached out to her team. They were extremely receptive. We set everything up, and now we have a great addition to the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo birthday bonanza.
Yes, yeah, happy early birthday early for you, yeah.
I'm not celebrating yet, though. I'm waiting for rodeo weekend.
Yeah, so.
But you can start getting your gift ideas.
No, tell me what is on your list this year. No, what does Bun B want for his birthday?
A nap after the rodeo. I just want a good nap.
After your previous takeovers, you know, you throughout those times when you announced them with several artists. Is that kind of going to be the same
thing
this time?
Absolutely. We'll probably do at least 3 to 4 more announcements.
Okay.
But as always, I'm going to keep some things tucked away.
Yeah,
so I can always have that great surprise factor. But this is going to be a great show. You know, we're going to have a good mix of talent, a good mix of genres as well. So I think people are going to be really excited. The next announcement is going to really kind of set the tone for what people can expect for the overall theme for the night. So Keith Sweat, Coco Jones, and just wait for number 3.
Okay, so that's what I was trying to get at too, because when I saw Keith Sweat, I said, is Genuine coming? Is H-Town, you know, do I need to start coming my whole life? You know, just kind of starting to think that way or anything like that. So I'm looking forward to hearing what the overall theme is going to be. What goes into, though, the planning for you? How do you set up what you're going to do now for the 4th consecutive year?
I mean, we have to start these things earlier every year. I mean, literally probably about a week after we performed last year, we had to start looking at talent, because as we try to grow the show and scale, especially talent-wise, like I want to bring bigger and better performers every year, but a lot of these people, they're booked 6, 8, sometimes a year in advance. So you got to get on their calendar soon and quick. As soon as you think, hey, maybe we should reach out to this person, you got to start making calls, and you got to hope they don't have a big tour already set up and dates already booked, because I have things that I'm booked into October and so forth. And the more famous the person, the more their time is taken. So, but we've been very lucky this year to catch people, and I'm on the weekend too. Most performing artists perform on Fridays, so it's very hard to book people that are already looking at something on that Friday. But the rodeo performance is a once in a lifetime thing for a lot of performers. It's more cultural than anything that many people get to be a part of, and it's a huge opportunity for artists to be seen in front of 70,000 plus people. So most people, if they're available, and they got time, they're going to come.
Yeah. What does it mean to you to be able to set them up on that stage, though?
I mean, it was a blessing for me to be able to do it. When we got booked for it the first time, we immediately started, you know, thinking, well, if this feels like this for me growing up in Houston, it's probably going to feel like that for other people growing up in Houston. So we tried to put as many Houstonians on that stage as possible, because quite frankly, we didn't know we were going to get another one. But now that we're at the 4th one, we realize that, you know, we're still getting momentum, we're still getting these opportunities. So for me, I like to bring people to Houston and show them what the rodeo is, because it's a culture shock for a lot of people, because when people think rodeo, they think you're outside, which the typical rodeo, typical happens outside, a lot of dirt, very small setting. Then they get here and they realize they're going to perform in a football stadium, literally in the 50-yard line in the center of the field. So all 70,000 plus people in the stadium can actually see you. It can be a little overwhelming for people.
Yeah, for sure. Do you have takeaways now after each one? I know we spoke to you a few years ago after your first one, and you were reflecting on that moment because it tied in with the rodeo's 90th. What does anything change for you after each year as you look back on what you've done?
No, it really comes down to trying to get talent as early as possible so I
Yeah.
can have the best talent available. But logistically, the team, I've got a great team. AJ, Anzel, Rachel, Mark, these guys run everything perfectly.
Yeah.
Because they have to help me book talent. They have to book flights, get hotel rooms situated, send money to certain people, all these kind of different things. There's so much that goes into it. And they got to manage my ego as well, right?
You don't have an ego. Come on.
On show days, I can be a little tense though. I will be honest. On show day, I get very tense because until I know everybody's in the building and everybody's comfortable and ready to go, I don't get comfortable.
Yeah.
Because I want to make sure that everybody has what they need to deliver on show day. Once I know they have what they need, then I've got what I need, and then we can give the people what they want.
How do you make sure that this can showcase something for everybody? Because like you said, you wanted to touch on different age ranges. How do you, and we have such a diverse city, backgrounds, ages, all of it.
Well, I mean, I'm from Houston, right?
Yeah.
So I understand exactly what the rodeo represents, particularly Black Heritage Day.
Yeah.
I know how many generations could potentially end up in there. I know when I perform, my mother's there, that's one generation. I'm there with my wife and our siblings, that's 2 generations. Our kids, our nieces and nephews are there, that's the 3rd generation. And I'm a grandparent now, so that's 4 generations of family in there. So I have to understand that there may be some things that the kids may not know because they haven't aged to that level of understanding. And there may be some things that the older people don't know because culture and popular, terminology may have cycled out and they don't know. So I got to make sure that everybody sees something that they have a frame of reference for. They'd be like, well, I know that song. You know what I'm saying? So this year we're going to make sure that everybody from grandma to the grandbaby will have somebody they can understand.
I love it. Okay, so we're about out of time here, unfortunately, because I also wanted to know if you brought any rodeo tickets with you, but that's okay. We can find that out later.
I didn't bring my
Forgot
wallet.
them at home. Okay, all right, that's okay. So once again, Coco Jones.
Yes.
The next guest, you already announced Keith Sweat, and that'll be part of your birthday bonanza, March 7th on Black Heritage Day. Thanks so much.
Thank you guys for having me, Brittany. I appreciate it.